Agradon Lances. I'm still in hero section though. But I guess we're already here, so... What happens when your opponent just fucks off 3 inches and lets your rage drop to 0? So... yeah, it is the each combat phase. Your opponent probably doesn't want to retreat from you, but your opponent could remove casualties so that they're 3 inches away, right? Or you could win your fight. It's just so weird. Games Workshop thinks 8 wound heroes, 3-man cavalry can be grindy, I guess. I don't know. Weird. What is this unit? How many dudes are in this unit? Is this 5? This is a 5-man or 3-man unit? The Lances. 3. 3-man unit. 5 wound, 8 move, 4 up. Spears or clubs. 4s and 3s, -2, 1, probably becomes 3 on the charge. Oh, it doesn't become 3 on a charge. Just kind of sucks. I suppose you have a lot of bonuses to get, right? Rending bites and striking talons. Those are pretty good. This is the best attack profile on the thing, and it's the dudes. +1 bravery, +1 run and charge rolls, and you have the rage. So dude can pop the rage, which is essentially once per game +1 attacks, right? So maybe you can have some like huge unit of lancers, and now the guy uses his ability. It's like a once per game big damn kind of thing. Their weapons suck though. Can you get +1 damage on them somehow? Because I see a lance 4s and 3s -2, 1, and I'm just like looking for the +1 damage on the charge thing. 1 inch on the mount attacks. Yeah, they wound on 2s. Isn't that only when they charge for wounding on 2s? Yeah, I'm just kind of looking for damage though. Oh yeah, you do have +1 rend, right? +1 rend maybe, because of the spell. Rend 3 damage 1 is so sad. It's not bad. It just feels bad, that's all. Spell only works on the spears. Let's check the tapes. Wait, that's Starborn. That's probably a coalesced spell, right? Yeah, just Celestite weapons. It's not the mount's cool weapons. So you have Ren 3, 1 damage on those guys. Ren 2, damage 2 is alright. It's 9 attacks a model. Or 9 attacks a unit for that stuff. Three attacks, 3s and 2s, Ren 2, damage 2. And then 3 attacks, 4s and 2s, Ren 3, damage 1. This guy gets an extra 1 with his thing. Combine it with Purple Sun, yeah. These guys are like Gorgruntas, sorta, right? Whatever the fuck Gorgrunta cost. Is it 170 or something for them? Bad Gorgruntas. I mean, they're more durable, right? -1 incoming damage, possibly -1 the wound. They're like more durable Gorgruntas that they can't like they can't hit the turbo button and get like big dam though. Plague drones cost 200. Yeah, and the well, maybe the pestilential, or what is it? The other dudes aren't a great comparison because they're a unit of 2 and that's like special. So maybe plague drones are the right comparison. GW values Nurgle's 5 upward for a lot of points. Yeah, it does. And also, like, supposed to be a slow army, so the fast things cost more. I think these guys are fine. Wait, what do they cost? Is there 170 really? Is the rage ability honestly that tedious compared to Nurgle's plague points or something similar? No, but consider this is one box in an entire army, right? You have all of this army's things. So you have every single rule in this whole army, and then you have Nurgle's bean counting on top of all that, right? Like a teetering tower of old ramen boxes that you've stacked up on top of each other, right? Like you're keeping track of your social credit score in Starborn, and you're counting how many spells and unbinds and stuff you have, and you're using all your it's just like it's kind of like you have another little army that you have to keep track of for all of these units, in a sense. I don't know. As a Skaven and Lumineth player, this is fine. True, yeah, that's fine. Alright, so Saurus Old Blood. I mean, I'm making a big deal out of it, but if I played this army, I'd be like, well, that's annoying. But it wouldn't stop me from, like, playing it. He can bring people in to fight with him. Oh, that's actually a very good buff. Hold up. I was about to write this guy off. Yeah, that's good. That's a buff. Holy shit, he got a buff. There's a reason to take this guy. He also has Mighty Saurus Jaws. Each time this unit fights, after all attacks have been resolved, pick one enemy within one. Roll 3 dice. These dice rolls are referred to as bite rolls. No, they're not. They're referred to as Mighty Saurus Jaws because that's what the ability is called. If you want to call them bite rolls, then that's what the ability is. For each bite roll of 6 up, the unit suffers 1 mortal wound. Alright, hey, you got your own gulping bite. Roll 3 dice. And then nothing happens. Cool. Saurus crossed out old good because this is a great buff. What a great buff. Oh yeah, +1. You get +1 to bite rolls. Hold up. 3d6 end of combat. 5 up, 1 mortal wound. Because of +1 to bite rolls. You were biting those burritos. Auto include if he's cheap, true. Well, I mean, if you're playing Saurus Warriors, Saurus Guard, right? Besides that, he's got like a wheel. And 3 up save's pretty good. 140? My guess is 140. Because he's like a thing that doesn't do anything, but he has a cool buff. And I think the buff is worth that. Yeah, it's like Gulping Bite, except you roll more dice. I think they just didn't want to copy and paste the paragraph for Gulping Bite a 3rd time. $135, alright. Great. He's good. It's nice to see. Also, he has a 3 up save. That ain't bad either. I like him. He's good. He is old good, officially. Is there any way to get this guy outside of the Carnosaur kit, or is he a Ghoul King? Dude, I don't know. Good point. I don't know. Alright. This is the guy that makes the entire army work. I haven't even read his War Scroll yet, but I just know Astrolith Bear, you're gonna be great. Add 1 to casting rolls within 12. In addition, add 6 to the range of any spells. Yeah, sure. Fucking Totem. Friendly Seraphon. 6 up ward, 5 up sometimes. The stupid Jaws. Yeah, there's a Starborn Revivifying Energies. One of your Allegiance abilities only does something if you take this guy. Oh, it's the 5 award when you spend casting points. So yeah, so I won't mention that, I don't think. Auto include +1 to cast. Holy 12. Plus 6-inch spell range. Exclamation point. 6 up ward within 12. 5 up if you flush. Sorry. This is the holy one. This one is not holy within. Everything is holy within now forever, but for some reason this guy isn't. Nice. Whatever he costs, he's holy within, or he's holy within. He's holy within my list that I'm writing. All right. Oh yeah, totem. He has this Jaws ability. No one cares. He has attacks. No one cares. 4-up save though. Three-up save too. Totem. He's better than the Saurus Old Good by a whole lot. Always remember -1 the incoming dam. Yep. Always remember. Wait. Yeah. No, he's a Saurus. You're right. -1 incoming damage. Maybe I can't kill him. He has 6 wounds. -1 incoming damage. He might. A Stonehorn Beast Rider might fail to kill him. It's entirely possible. He gives himself a 6-up. He's going to be in all the Starborn lists too. I mean, they wrote rules as if you just always do. Yeah, I suppose he's not always -1 dam. Only in that one subfaction. What do I cost this guy at? 160 probably, possibly more, because he's so good. My guess is 160. He's not a wizard or anything, but this guy is essentially your Relictor. Like he's Relictor's a priest though. It's 140. All right. Undercosted. Take him. Play him. Cheap as chips. Saurus Warriors. Yo, they're looking kind of spherical, kind of circular. They're little balls of meat now. Little meatballs. They are round. They are round. Better or worse than Chaos Warriors? Well, let's find out. Probably. I mean, are they? Chaos Warriors are supposed to be anvils, I think. So it might not be apples to oranges. Lizardrators. There it is. All right. Lizzo-rators. If they're really good, we'll call them Rizzo-rators. All right. We'll go in on the memes. The Warriors and Guard on the same page are such an awful juxtaposition. Oh, really? Oh, that's too bad. Shugo. Love that you and Rob don't do the silly NDA BS and can provide this content. When the NDA creators put their content out, the market is already saturated with almost the same video. Yeah, that's too bad for them. I kind of feel bad. Then again, I don't make a YouTube video out of it. That's all nicely edited, you know? I don't think I'm really competing with the Man Reads Book NDA signer, because they're doing like a 20-minute video, really well edited. It's shortened up and it just tells you all this stuff. This is like a 5-hour thing. So I think my 5-hour Twitch stream that eventually goes on some YouTube isn't necessarily going to compete with, you know, AOS coaches and people like that, because their stuff is pre-done. It's edited down to be nice and snappy. And yeah, it sucks for them though, because they're getting undercut. So somebody leaks stuff. I like it. I like leaks because I like to talk about them. It's content. And I want to know early. It's great for me. Great for the customers to know stuff early. It sucks for the person who signed something and didn't leak anything because it screws them over. But I ain't trying to sign anything. Because if you don't sign nothing, you can't break nothing. And I kind of like not knowing beforehand. It lets me guess in a fun way, you know? Elric Dewitch. Redeemed meme ad. Sure. All right. Hey, get memed at. Get advertised at for one moment. All right. You like how they said hot? I like how that one dude from the NyQuil one, what was it? No, it was from the milk commercial from like 83. He's like, beautiful. It was such a good delivery. I can't even do it. But that was a great one. Anyway, Saurus Liberators. They are 2 wounds. They are 5-inch move. They are 4-up save. Beautiful. So you can pour big cream. +1 to bravery, +1 to run and charge rolls. You can either have spears. Oh, so this is like big cloud or small stuff for extra hits, yeah. +1 to save rolls for attacks target the unit if it is contesting any objectives or it is wholly within your territory. All right, and they're 10 dudes. 10 duids. 3-up save if contesting or wholly or territory. So there's Joe, and then they got the Jaws. And it's for the whole unit, so okay. The meme jaws. The meme jaws, as far as I can see, these are basically gulping bites. How many? You roll 3d6 for the one thing, but these pick one enemy unit within one. Roll 1 die for each model in this unit within one of that unit. So if you're fighting on TTS or something, that's roll 10 dice. If you're fighting in real life, that's roll 4. Yeah, you do like a D3 mortal wounds, probably. Maybe. Yeah, it's like a D3 end of combat if they're still alive. I like it because mortal wounds are just good. For like some anvil chaff that's just supposed to stand there, doing mortal wounds is probably the way that you do damage. But I mean, you do get to add a lot of bonuses to these, right? Happens after they fight. Even worse, it happens after the opponent fights. That's the problem with it. Is it happens after your opponent fights too. Yeah, -1 damn big block of wounds. You have a lot of buffs. I still have to remember you have so many buffs to add, right? These aren't into combat? Hold up. Oh, you're right. It is after this unit fights. Hold up. They're not gulping bites. They're just not. They're way better than Gulping Bites. Because you know, half the time... Is it half the time? Yeah, half the time you actually get to use them before they die. People are definitely going to play a block at 30 and drop them 7 from the front of the opponent's deployment. Yeah, and just sit there. Alpha pin, maybe? After you fight, so they just pull all the models? Yeah, that does suck. So maybe not way better. Kind of depends on what you're fighting. It depends on what's happening. But yeah, your opponent can play around that. So it's bad in a different way. How much do Liberators cost? I consider these guys Liberators with better buffs to add to them. Actually, they're 115. I'm just sure of it. I don't even have to look it up. Are they better than Liberators? They don't have a special weapon. They have a rule that might matter. They have better buffs to apply to them, for sure. I don't know.
Oh, Lord. Oh, you are so big.
Ooh.
You are so big. So absolutely huge.
So absolutely huge. SLID underscore a bunch of numbers and letters because it bugs out when Hades donates. Thanks for the $10. I appreciate it. I'm going to check to see what you wrote. You love these streams. Please never stop. Prime second monitor content while grinding. Wait, maybe this isn't Hades. Hades doesn't grind unless I am mistaken. It's Mr. Magic Conch. Okay. What you grinding? Anyways, thanks for the $10. I appreciate it. It was me. It was me, Barry. Grinding agility? Okay. Fair enough. 5 Liberators is 115. So 10 Liberators is 230. So how much should 10 Saurus Warriors cost? I don't know. They can absorb better bonuses than Stormcast. Liberators don't get a 6-up order, potentially a 5-up. Sure they do. They get a 6-up order if they're in a certain sub-faction. And around a objective and stuff like that. Doesn't Hammers give them a 6-up, I think? They can get a 5-up if you're playing with, what's his name? Yeah, Guard of Steel Soul. They also explode when they die. They have a teleport as well that's a prayer that you can't interact with. But they can't get within 7, they can only get within 9. Because they don't have the Thunderstrike keyword or whatever it's called. How much are 10 Chaos Warriors? Maybe that's better. I think these guys are worse than Chaos Warriors, maybe. But it's like a maybe. I'll just put them at exactly the same cost. Chaos Warriors are 220 for 10. They're 210 now after a points drop? Okay. So Saurus Warriors, 210, same cost. I think Chaos Warriors may be better, kind of depends. 200? Yeah, sure. Points seem good. A clean 200. Yeah, points seem alright. You have a lot of juice you can absorb if you want to. Good work. And now we have Saurus Guard, whose picture is be looking a lot worse. They have a 3-up save naturally. Selfless Protectors. Before you allocate a wound or mortal wound to a friendly Seraphon hero that is not a monster, or instead of making a ward roll for a wound or mortal wound that would be allocated to a friendly Seraphon hero that is also not a monster. Three-up Bodyguard. Alright. Show us guard. Alright, whatever Saurus Guard cost is the true cost of your Slon. Right? 10 models. Is it 10 models or 5 models? They got 2 wounds. I'm guessing it's 5? It's 5. Yeah, so there's bodyguards in armies like ogres. And there's no reason to have a bodyguard in an army like that. You just don't want that. In Seraphon, you really do want that. So in Seraphon, the bodyguard ability to me costs points. And in ogres, it's free because you don't want it. It's useless. I don't know. How much do Slon cost again? 275 for the Stonk Stairmaster and 395 for Lord Croak. So if your bodyguard unit was 105, it would make Croak 500 points. Which is like closer to correct. And it'd make Stonk Stairmasters 380. All right, I'm doing it. My first absolutely wrong guess. 105. I'm guessing way low. And not the Chinese derogatory name for white people, but way low, not why low. 130 in their battle line. All right, that's what I figured they wouldn't be 105. I mean, it's great you take them. I suppose they're expensive, but you just take them. You have to. You take them because of their role, right? Yeah, this is fine. They're just better Saurus, so they should cost more. Yeah, pretty much. Croc-gors, big spawn. And then normal Croc-gors. Okay, so what's the diff? What's the difference between war spawned and normal ones? Because I guess you made a new box of them, so you have to give them 2 war scrolls. Can't just have 1 war scroll in the box. Do the normal first? Sure. Are they battle line? Only in Quado's Claw. Okay. 454. Iron Gut detected. Fucking Iron Gut over here. This is the +1 to wound when charging subfaction, so they wound on 2s. And also bites. Bite rolls. Each model in the Croc-gors cohort is armed with a Drake Bite Maul. Hey, this says bite in it. Is this a bite roll to hit? Can I add +1 to all these bite rolls? Anyway, 1 in every 3 can have the Moon Hammer, which is a Frost Spear. It is 4 attacks, 3s and 3s, 1/3. That's a Frost Spear. Cool. The Croc has the honorary weapon of the leader of my army. Only 4 wounds. Only an Ogre, huh? A 3-man unit. 1 special wep. Literal Frost Spear. They do not have a unit champion. Damn, these really are ogres. They don't have a unit champion. They can't give... Okay. Rest in peace. Unit champions of skink units can issue commands to this unit if this unit is wholly within 12 of the skink unit. You are the enemy of fun. But okay. Yeah, specifically unit champs, not... I mean, heroes just can, because they're heroes, right? But still. This is dumb. And not fun. Sweeping blows. If the unmodified hit roll is 6, target has 10 or more wounds, models. 2 hits instead of 1, make a wound. Why not just exploding hits? And the target unit has 10 or more models. Damn. Truly an ogre unit. I understand why. It makes perfect sense. Just think about your LARPing, right? They're sweeping back and forth. It's only against weak guys. You kill like 3 people when you swing. It makes sense. It's an anti-hard rule. And it makes perfect lore sense. Vice like Jaws. Oh, that's it, huh? Okay. You roll 3 dice for each model in this unit for the big bites. 3 bite rolls. This is a very ogre unit in one good way, damage, and lots of bad ways. Role-playing ass anti-horde thing that kind of sucks. Role-playing ass can't issue themselves commands for some reason because they have to protect a skink thing. Unit champions, the skinks are supposed to die first and then these guys fight, so it's just annoying, kind of bad. Only 4 wounds instead of 5. Pretty slow. I don't know. I mean, they do a shitload of damage though, right? Look at this. Big damn. All right. What do we cost them at? You get 3 of them. 160 or 160 is too low. 200 is way too high. I don't know, man. Would you believe me if I told you warriors do more damage? Yes. I would. I'm not bedazzled by elite units that have big numbers way over here, but some problems elsewise. Good. Google Eyes. Thanks for the big primer. I appreciate it. Thanks for the prime. Don't watch ads. Oh yeah, they're not. Well, they're colloquially elite. They're not actually rule definition elite, right? So, all right. Anyway, kind of underwhelming, but could be good if cheap. Maybe. It's really just a maybe. I don't know. They have so many problems with them. You're playing Seraphon. Why would you try to play something with a whole bunch of self-imposed problems for no reason when you could just play like good stuff? And then give it a million buffs, right? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe 175, I guess. Are they 200 points? It's 175. Okay. Bingo. $175 points. Nailed it. And yet, all right. Now, what about the gore spawned? Are the gore spawned the good ones that I'm excited about? Yeah, they're like, you know, you could play some of this stuff, right? They're kind of similar to Iron Guts, except it's only a unit of 3 versus 4, so it's hard to compare. But 4 Iron Guts is 260 or some absolute nonsense like that, right? But it's they have so many weirdnesses to them, it's hard to compare. All right, Warspawned have Ren 2, so they're just better. You want them. I suppose they have fewer attacks, so maybe they're not just better. They're just, yeah, they're -1 attack, +1 rend. Still have the stupid skink thing. Start 1 from wound rolls for attacks made with missile weapons that target this unit. Oh, you have the Mornfang thing. -1 to wound rolls versus shooting. Spawn of Sotek. Add 1 attacks characteristic of the melee weapons. If any models in a friendly skink unit wholly within 12 have been slain in this phase. Alright. And then the jaws. Mess with the skink, you get the bink. This is not reliable. I don't know. These guys are the same. They are the same, I think. I suppose they don't have sweeping blows. That's the thing. think the crocodile jaws would do more damage or they'd be easier to get off? Oh, they are. They roll 3 die. They roll 3 dice per model instead of 1. These jaws are 3 times more powerful than Saurus. Or did you mean like this head versus this head? In which case, yeah, they're the same. The heads are irrelevant. Powerful jaws. I think these guys are supposed to be Timmy fun, but then they're filled with a bunch of fucking rules that half the time don't work for LARPing reasons. And Timmy just wants to have big body guys that he rolls dice and does damage with. Timmy isn't trying to fucking line up a skink death in the same phase right before this by carefully choosing who gets activated to force the opponent to attack the skinks first or something. Or like only fight 10-up model units. Why can't the 6s just explode normally? Why can't I give them all out attack? I don't know. This is like this is a failure of target audience. This, like what they do and what they look like. This is like targeted at Timmy, but it's asking Timmy to do like some Johnny Spike tedious bullshit to get stuff to work. I don't know. Timmy don't screen with no skinks. Timmy don't play skinks. But anyway, the same. They're not meaningfully different. 175. Alright, if you're a genius and you get +1 attacks, I guess -1 wound rolls versus shooting makes them slightly more defensive, I guess. Timmy might embrace the protect the little ones. It depends on if they're a Vorthos or not, right? Vorthos and Mel are kind of irrespective of Johnny Timmy Spike, so it's kind of like a different category. A Vorthos Timmy might appreciate that, in a sense. Anyway, I am disappointed by Croc-gors. A little bit. Do you believe most armies can flex into each of those psychographic profiles? Yes. Are armies pretty strongly rooted in certain playstyles? Also, yes. But you can do that. The game of Age of Sigmar is like a 50% Timmy army straight off the bat. Spike has like 10%. And Johnny has like 10%. And they're not using 30%. They're just leaving it. Have you liked any of the units, really, besides the godlike heroes? No. Azulith Bear is really strong, obviously. Your godcasters are neat. Not really digging the monsters that much. This isn't like good bad. I was asked my like feelings on like, would this be fun to play, or like am I excited about something? Not really. Saurus Warriors are great, you know, good cost, they do good stuff. I'm not like excited about them. There's nothing wrong with them. They're good. I don't know. It's not sparking joy. Is Astrolith an auto include? Yeah, for sure. Because they're a node and they give summoning points. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They do everything. They do everything you want. Who's this? Kiwi Taka and Claptrap? What is this? Some fucking warband? Once per battle in your hero phase, you can pick an enemy unit that can't contest. It's a bad time to use that ability. How many of these dudes do you get? Is this one guy? Is this a particular dude? Oh, okay. So it's like, here's the priest, here's the slammer, right? And then here's the things. Okay, here's a picture. Yeah, so you have the slammer, you have the jammer, you have some random skinks, and then you have a single flute thing. Do I have to read this? What's that? Hold up. Where's the... All right. This is the warband, okay? Too much text. I'm sorry, but I don't care. What do you cost? Probably too much. But I'm gonna guess it's 220. My queen. Read this king's ability? Fine. Sacred duty. Before you allocate a wound or mortal wound to something, or instead of making a ward roll, if this unit is in 3 of roll die on a 1 to 2, allocated to him as normal on a 3, it's allocated to this unit instead. No, the boss, the blue guy. Yeah, I read that. This is good. This is a good ability. It happens in a weird phase. You kind of don't want this in the hero phase, if I'm honest. But, like, stopping people from contesting is good. Yeah. Super short range, though. 6 inches. You'd rather this happen after maybe, you know, some other phase. Apparently it's 2 die D. Sorry, not even a wizard, I meant to say. Oh, okay. Not even a wizard. Looks a lot like a wizard or a priest. Is neither. Yeah, Big Blue can, like, re-roll stuff. He fights pretty decently for a foot hero. But it doesn't matter. Because it's, like, pretty fast for a fat guy. Still not very fast. Skink Oracle on Troglodon. Hey, we finally found an Oracle. Were there more Oracles that I just missed? Skink Oracle on Troglodon. This guy is special because he's an Oracle, so we can do like the silly croak meme with it. Is he the only Oracle in the whole army? There's only one Oracle? It's kind of a bait and switch a little bit. Look, far be it from me to make fun of Games Workshop for finally using keywords. So this is not a critique of them using keywords. It's just that... Do you need to make a keyword if it's the only one in the whole world that exists? The answer is still probably yes, but it does set the player up to think like this is going to be a thing, and then it's just this guy. Yeah, like Firebelly, you know? Every Firebelly wizard, Firebelly ogres get this, and it's actually a guy. It's not even a keyword, they just named it after him. Okay, so 14 wins and a 4-up. Not the most durable. 10-inch move, really fucking slow, no fly. But can get it, you can get all that stuff elsewise. And you have to make this guy kind of bad because the Oracle casting is so strong, right? It has Noxious Spittle with a range that keeps going down. Interesting. 3 attacks, 3s and 3s, no rend, 2 damage, so nothing. Can't fight. Yeah, kinda can't fight. Fights about as well as a Stonehorn Beast Rider. It is a wizard. Is it a totem? No. This is a hero, right? Yeah, hero. It heals. Oh yeah. Single caster. Stench. Oh, this is the ability that one thing increased the radius of the stink, right? Subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made by enemy units while within 9 of any friendly units. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, there's a synergy somewhere. I can't remember it is, but it's the Skink Expander. Inspire within 3 is pretty good. Oh, it's the monster action. That's it, B. Timmy. Yeah. Venomous Spittle. The unmodified hit roll for an attack made with this unit's Noxious Spittle or Venomous Jaws is 6. How many attacks? 3? Possibly 1 a turn. The attack does the Crew Boys thing. Okay. And the attack sequence ends. Primordial Mire. Casts on a 7, range of 12. I mean, 7. Pick one objective or terrain feature within range and visible. You had my curiosity. Now you have my attention. Until your next hero phase. Good. Units within 3 of that objective or terrain feature cannot run or retreat and must halve the result of any charge rolls. Has no effect on skink units and units that can fly. Bloodslick objective. But it's got to be a unit that at the time of the charge after the move is within 3 of the objective. And people camp out on the very edge of 6 usually. I mean, it basically, it's like, okay, opponent, you have to play around this. It's not, it doesn't screw them. It just means that they have to play around it somehow. And maybe half the time they just can't, you know? Sometimes they can. Sometimes they can't. 3 inches from a terrain piece is a chunky ore, depending. Not Bobby terrain. Yeah, not Bobby terrain. Can't you teleport him turn 1 and cast this on terrain in opponent's deployment? Yeah, but that won't matter. Unless, I guess, if they wanted to run, right? If they wanted to run turn 1, I suppose that screws them. For whatever unit is close to that. But it won't hamper charges because they're whatever they're going to end up. It might. It seems like he's dead though, right? Doesn't he die to that? I don't know. This spell is weird. If every single thing works perfectly and you're in a situation where your opponent has no choice but to just take it, it's going to cause failed charges. And failed charges are very devastating in this game. That's a lot of ifs. I don't know. It doesn't matter though, because he's going to be casting Slan spells because he's an Oracle, so I like him. Yeah, if you cast it on a Bobby Briccolini terrain feature, then your opponent has fewer options for outplaying it. On a tournament table, it's probably not going to do much. But in the home game, when your opponent's on that Slaves to Darkness and he says he'll set up the table and you got a fucking Graveside of Moor chilling on half the table. And it lasts, obviously it has to be until your next hero phase. Yeah. What do you price this guy at? So, this dude casts spells from a Slan, which is, I think, the best part about him. He has Slan casting. He has frog casting. That's the shit. That's awesome. Everything else about him is kind of disappointment. He was way overcosted last book. I remember that. 14-4 up. You could defense him up. He has the skink keyword, which is actually good. He's able to kind of fight a little bit. I don't know. Let me scroll up. Because of his utility, he is better than like Saurus on stuff. Like these guys. He's better than them. He does less damage, sure, but he has way better utility, I think. And then -1 to hit aura is the shit. So he's like better than them. So he should be more than them, probably. If the world worked how... If what I just said made sense to you, he's better than them, so he should be more expensive. If that made sense, but we don't live in that world. The world we live in is like... Pretend you don't care about anything on his war scroll except for caster, -1 to hit, and frog casting. Now what should he cost? You know, like 200 or something like that. All right, I'm throwing a dart. 235. I just no thought. I just typed numbers on the keyboard. 235 is my guess. 270. Okay. Expensivo. Muy. Kind of has to be because his utility is so good. Right? Like, he does a lot of great things for the army. He costs, like, slan points, though. Double slannies. You could slan cast with the Skink Oracle, or you could just buy another slan. Anyway, I think I still like him, even at that cost. He does so much. He does so many things. Even, he's probably expensive, but I still like him. He does so much. Skink Starseer. The true leader. Cute alert. All right. We got the Think Farthier. All right. What do you do? You are a double caster. You love to see it. Flies. Sure. 4-up save. Everything else here is irrelevant. Scry the stars. Once per battle. Alright, once per game. You will ponder the orb. If you do, roll a number of dice equal to the number of the current battle round. Oh no, Everwinter? For each 2-up, you can pick one Seraphon on the battlefield. The unit has a 5-up. How long? Till the start of your next hero phase. Yeah, this is a once per game that's actually good, and it would be overpowered without that downside. Incredible. Mr. Auto Include. Celestial Doom. Oh, you have a spell too. Doom. Cast 7, range 12. Pick one enemy unit within range invisible until the end of your turn. Ward rolls cannot be made for models in that unit. Meh. Like a little, nice little safety belt. A little silver bullet. Little silver bullet. If you take 2, can you use it twice? Yes. Unlike the other one. Can use it twice if you take 2. Unlike other guys. The way you can know is, this one says once per battle in your hero phase, you can say that this unit will scry, right? The other one says once per battle, pick one unit that has this ability, right? That's their way of telling you that you can't take more than one. So the real effect is once per battle, you're picking one unit that has this ability, which means you cannot do that again. With this one, it's just this dude does something. So that's the difference. I don't even know what this guy costs, but he's an auto. He's in there. Auto in cute. You play Nurgle, you can't judge the spell. Yeah, I know. So I'm using compensatory powers here, because against me, this spell fucks me up because I have Stone Skeleton. Like, I'm paying a lot of points because all my guys have 5-up wards. So this spell like wrecks me, right? But I have to understand that 5-up wards, as much as I complain, everybody doesn't have 5-up wards. It's just like good against me. So it's like a silver bullet. They really have been passing that fucking shit out, haven't they, though? You gotta admit, they've been passing that out like candy. But still, yeah. Cruel Boys also has that spell. Soulblight Gravelords has that ability as well. Does ward stack with... No. Yeah, there's a lot of 6-up wards. I mean, they just came out with death armies, which all do that, right? Mom says it's by third with the 5-up ward? I guess. I had to pay for mine, though. Anyway, I don't care what he costs. I'm putting him in the army. He's a double caster. Flies. Once a game, amazing. Honestly, his spell is only okay. And from what I remember, Games Workshop doesn't think double casters are, like, it's not 100 points per spell. At one point it was, but... Hold on. Don't think what it should cost. Think what Games Workshop will cost it. 160. I tried. This is my guess. 150? I was pretty close. Yeah, he's 150 is a steal. 50 is a steal for this dude. Not bad. Next. Skink Star Priest. Old model, but still looking kind of cute. Single wizard. I just wanted to get out ahead of this one. Skink Star Priest. Not a priest. You gotta change your name. This is false advertising. I am suing you. In your hero phase, you can pick one friendly Seraphon unit, hull within 12. If you do, until your next hero phase. If the unmodified wound roll for an attack made with a unit of 6 cause 1... Hey, that sounds like a prayer. Sounds like a prayer. Why don't you pray for that and be a priest? But, I mean, then you'd have to make a prayer roll and it might not work. It'd just be better if it was automatic, right? In addition, no rolling, no resources, just works. I mean, he could have been a priest and this probably would have been a prayer. And it probably would have just worked on a 3-up. But let's make it automatic, shall we? Yeah, why pray when you can say? Exactly. This just does the job. Maybe we're going at this wrong. It's not that he should be a priest and he should have to roll. It's that our shit shouldn't be prayers and our shit should just work automatically too, right? Easy. Anyway, Manzak Miniatures redeemed a meme ad. All right, get advertised at. Real quick. Right now. All right, welcome back. You needed the cream. Well, you got it. Yeah, this is great. This is a free buff. Works on anything. 6 is to wound, cause immortal isn't like the greatest buff ever, but it's fucking free. But I mean, you have to pay points for it, right? But Blazing Starlight. All right, Blazers. Six range 18. That's a good start. Pick one enemy within range visible until your next hero phase. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made by that unit. Yeah, that's standard debuff. Really good range. Very nice range. Standard debuff, good range, free thing that buffs and is good. Guy's great. He doesn't get a 5-up command point anymore. Yeah, they did take it away, right? Star Priest with 30 blowpipe. Skinks is still probably pretty nice. This guy is like pretty important, I'm feeling, in this army actually. He feels pretty important. You have like infinite utility and potentially really defensive. So many tricks. But you really do want the damage buffs somewhere so you can kill stuff and get BTs. So I think this guy is actually potentially an auto-include. You do want damage. Maybe not auto-include. I guess it depends on how big your unit sizes are, but my guess, if this dude was 150, my guess on this guy, it's hard to even say. How cheap can you possibly get? It's anything I point this guy at is wrong. $135? Like there's just no universe where this guy should be 130 or below. Like, he's so much better than all the like 140 point, 130 point wizards with some shit ass ability and a bunch of armies. But 140 is so close to a double caster with a once a game that I don't even know what to do with this thing. Anyway, yeah, 140, I guess. Is he 130? Okay. Yeah, that's... On one hand, that's way too cheap, but then again, I'm comparing it to my wizards, which are kind of shitty, so, like, I just shouldn't do that. 130 is steal. Absolute steal for this man. I guess he has a 5-up save, so he dies to everything, but who cares? Raptadon Hunters. Alright. These are your 5-man light cav, 12-inch move, 2s and 5s. At the end of the charge phase of this unit is more than 3 from all enemy units and within 12 of Raptadon chargers. So you buy 2 boxes, I guess. That made a charge move this unit can shoot. If it does so, it must target a unit within 3. Okay, so you have to shoot the things that the other guys are doing. Fours and 4s, 2-1. Okay, whatever. Yeah, they're like mobile chaff that are moving. Are these battle line? They are, okay. Fang's battle line. I don't know, man. 5 of them for 130. Like, they're good. They do a bunch of good things that have not too much to do with their stats. 150. Oh, that's more expensive than I thought. Why 150? What am I missing? The serrated fang attacks, I suppose. Just sort of a bunch of dice. It's 15 attacks, 3s and 3s around 1 damage 1. The shooting isn't doing anything. Rain 2 on the shots? Yeah, but it's 2s and it's 4s and 4s. So 10 attacks, 5 hit, 2.5 wound. Fail 1, save 1, take 1 damage. Like, they do 1 damage in the shooting phase. Maybe 2 damage, actually. So I suppose that's chip. Yeah, you know, if they do shoot twice, like they shoot and then these guys charge and then they shoot again, that's like 5 damage. You know, alright. I think 150 is still high. 150 feels high. But, you know, that's fine. Next up is Raptadon Chargers. Now remember, this is the same box. So one of these two has to be amazing. One of them can be like kind of whatever. 6 attacks a model. Rend 1, damage 1 with a bunch of buffs to absorb. Versus really just 3 attacks a model. This top part is nothing. And the shoots is okay. Add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made with this unit's top Keck lances. That target an enemy unit if that unit was the target of a shooting attack made by a friendly Raptadon hunter. Okay, so you are the target of an attack. It doesn't have to hit. And then their top Keck lances are 3s and 3s. Geomantic Empowerment. Damage characteristics of the unit is 2 instead of 1 if it is contesting an objective or if it is within 3 of any terrain features with the arcane scenery rule. Damn. Rest in peace, people who don't play with terrain rules. Because these guys are like worse, if that's the case. Alright. These guys are kind of nice. It's only the top Keck lances. It's not everything. Top Keck lances. Here's where my Beast Claw playing is finally like allowing me to overrate something. So I look at this and I'm like 50% of all the cavalry in the whole game gets like +1 damage to their lance whenever they charge. These guys have to jump through a flaming hoop that is way harder to do than just charge. So I think they're crap. But this is my playing a cavalry charge army chauvinism bleeding through, right? Maybe they're not crap, but they feel like it. These feel like crap. With wibbly wobbly, sometimes bonus damn they should always have on the charge. But maybe it's Cav army perspective. And I fully admit it might be Cav army perspective. They can absorb a bunch of buffs, obviously, because they're skinks. So, yeah. I don't know. It's cool that they tried to make them like... Look, this is combined arms, right? It's just what they wanted. These guys help these guys. Those guys help them. You take a unit of both. They're in your 600-point game. That's cool. I don't know. They're better than the hunters, obviously. The hunters you never take without the chargers. But the chargers could do something on their own, maybe. Would you rather have these guys or the Saurus ones? Did we see the Saurus mounted guys yet? I don't think we did. Oh, wait. Was that the 3-man unit? I'd have to do the math. Maybe. SG Arcade thinks it's a tier 1 for 30 months. Better than corn? Yeah. I don't know. As with Seraphon, always, they have so many abilities and so many bonuses to each other and so much utility that it's hard to imagine how it's all working together. Because that's what Seraphon does. Seraphon kills you with value and utility. Always have. In fact, Seraphon's War Scrolls have always been bad. It just didn't matter because they did shit. They have abilities that just win games. Even if their War Scrolls are kind of weak. That's sort of how Seraphon have always played, really. Anyway, mobile screens. That can sometimes charge and do something. They should... I don't know what to do with the points here, because these guys should also be 130. Are they the same? Are they the same points? I assume... Yeah, they're both the same. I mean, the Chargers are better than the Hunters. But... It's fitting that they're the same points, because they want you to play with each of them. Yeah, these are better than the Hunters, obviously. And they're probably fine. There's probably nothing wrong with playing them. There's a lot of shit they can absorb. Mobile screens are good. I'm having a all cavalry monster army moment here. Don't worry about it. I think that's probably how this should shake out. I think these are shelf, even with synergies. Next. The Humble Skink. Skinks were terrifying. These things were so scary in 1st edition and 2nd edition. What's the TLDR for both of the aggros? Wait. Oh, the Agradons. Feel expensive. 210's a lot. But with this army, you have so much shit pumping your units up that it's hard to say if anything's bad or not. 8-inch move is huge. Is this a unit that you get 20 of right away? I believe it is, right? You can equip them in a million different ways. Oh, it's 10. Okay, it's not 20. 24 in the box, though. When you receive redeploy, you can roll 2 dice instead of 1 and pick either result. What if you can roll 2d6 though with that one guy? Instructions unclear, because it says instead of 1. Is that an either or then? See, it feels like an either or the way it's worded. You can either 2d6 or 2d6 drop the lowest. I gotta read the redeploy thing. Where was the redeploy thing? What was that worded? Where was it? Who had that? That was a sub-faction, right? I think that was a sub-faction. A Starborn sub-faction, maybe? Here we go. Can use redeploy up to 3 times. In addition, the first 2... No, wait. No, it's the 2d6 one. That was a... What was the 2d6 one? Was that a Saurus? Was it a spell? Was it a trait? Oh no, okay. It's probably coalesced. We'll get there. We'll find it. It was a skink trait. Okay. Okay, roll 2d6 instead of d6 when making run rolls for friendly skink units while they're wholly within. Oh, that's not redeploy though. Okay, I thought it was for redeploy. I was misremembering it. And now, each time it runs or receives redeploy when determining the distance, roll 2 dice instead of 1 and pick either result. Yeah. Both of these are saying instead of. So they are a replacement. So you either roll 2 dice instead of 1 and pick either result, or you roll 2 dice, period, for that one trait. They don't stack. Games Workshop might want them to stack, perhaps, but they each do it instead of 1. It's not an additional die. It's not, you know, it's both of them are instead of, so you got to pick. As I read it. .2d6 runner redeploy. A bunch of shit attacks that maybe could proc wound thing. 10 of them with 8-inch move. Possibly a 5-up save if they wanted it. A bunch of random abilities to absorb, yeah. Free chaff. Bunch of abilities to absorb. 5-up save maybe. Does this apply to their move during hero phase spell? No, you can't run during that. It says normal move. Or it might not say normal move, but you can't run for that one. I don't think. Yeah, you can stack minuses to wound and hit on these guys and delete rend and give them a 5-up. They can't get -1 damage because that's not skinks. But you can vary debuff. Just like always. You look at the Skink War Scroll, you see the movement and then everything else seems crap, but that's the power of Seraphon. War Scroll is very unassuming. And then you add 5 abilities, 3 of which are free for some reason, and things are becoming interesting. The only question is, what would Games Workshop do about it? Would they cost them at 100 or 120? What would they do? I'm gonna... Am I point costing all the shit they can do or no? I can't point cost the shit they're doing with their heroes. Well, I can because they're all undercosted. But maybe that's intent. $90 is your bet? You're probably right. You know what? Let's be Games Workshop for a moment. They're 100. All right. 85. Bum 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 bum. Bwah. All right. 85 Omega. All right, sure, yeah, perfect. Croc-gors look any more appealing? Nope, but skinks sure do. Hell yeah, brother. Spawn of Choke Tech. He has 8 wounds. Let's do it. Spawn of Choke Tech. You're brand new to AOS as Immortal Ajax, good name. Thinking about lizards. They seem like there may be a higher skill cap army because of all the buff synergies tricks. Is that about right? You don't mind a deep dive for learning? Yes. However, after you play 5 games, you'll have it. You'll get it down. You'll start remembering stuff. You'll memorize half of your war scrolls. It's all right. It's no big deal. Plus, you kind of want that. You want a high ceiling, so you can grow into it instead of playing like army that has no options, and then you get good, and then you have no options to be good with them. You know, because they're just right. So yeah, I think they'll be fine. I think they're a good choice. They're really interesting to play. And now they look good. They used to not look good. Now they look good. Does this dude have a scouter? Is this a DBZ scouter he's wearing? He's got a glob. Ooh, D6. Yeah, I hate to see it. And then a stream of fire. Oh, so yeah, this guy's an iron blaster. He is an iron blaster. He's got some attacks. Hey, look at that. Ren 2, damage 3. He's got a crew of dudes, I guess. Each time the unit shoots, choose either, yeah. But he can't give himself commands. So that really is a 4-up to hit. That's not... It's probably not like a 3 to hit. I mean, maybe you put a hero next to him, I suppose, but... You can't, like, teleport him in. Tax characteristic is equal to the number of models in the target unit. Okay. To a maximum of 10. I wish that weren't true. I wish it was just 10, right? If any wounds caused by attacks made with a glob of flame acid are allowed, allocated to and subtract 1 from save rolls for attacks to target that unit till the end of the turn. Okay. But it's 1 attack. It's on 4s. I don't know. Yeah, not a monster. So you can set up like a big combo, right? Essentially +1 rend dog pile attack. Just have to attack with it. You don't have to make a wound. No, you do. You have to do everything. You have to cause wounds. And you have to allocate them, which means they have to have failed their save also. You have to jump through every single hoop. So, I mean, do you feel lucky? Stream of Fire, I don't see why this isn't just like 6 attacks or something. Just, you know, but okay. Iron Blaster, but with a great debuff that is hard to apply. Full hit, wound, save. And janky number of attacks with the good weapon. I mean, he can kind of fight, too. Not that you care. No commands to self, not a monster. He's single now. You have to take them as individual models. Yep. Just like all artillery. No reinforces. So he's like an Iron Blaster, except worse. Iron Blaster costs 200. Probably should cost 180. This guy... I don't know, 150 or something? I suppose you don't want to take too many of them, but yeah, like 150 maybe. It needs to be compared to Mortek Crawler or Star Shard Ballista. I think maybe not, because he's supposed to like kind of fight too. And that brings his points up a lot, I think. He's 125, wow. He could actually do something unlike the Ballista. True. He could do something unlike the Ballista. Ballista, kinda trash. But it's not a point cost thing, it's very clear that they just don't want really good artillery in this game. And I understand why they don't want that, and I even basically agree with them. It's just you got to find something for artillery to do, or don't make artillery. If the thing is we don't want this to be actually good, then you're gonna have to either make it good somehow or stop making them. And even in olden days, you had artillery units. It seems like they should exist. Yeah, 125 is probably the very correct cost for this thing. Agradon Chief. Oh, you do have flappy guys. We have flying dudes. Are these the old flying dudes? I actually can't even tell what's going on here. I think they are. $16 flying move. Holy shit. 6 wounds, 6 up save. Razor sharp jaws. 4s and 4s, no rend, 1 damage. Razor sharp jaws. Once per battle, after this unit finishes a normal move or run, you can pick one enemy passed across. Any models in the enemy unit on a 4-up. D3. In addition, if the mortal wounds caused by it are allocated, halve the move. Ooh, these are good though. Wait, what? These are good. Kind of good though. It's only once per battle. A normal move or run. Oh, so once per battle you flip a coin. I wasn't thinking about once per battle when I reacted to this, sorry. The Flapodon. Once per battle on the starting move, you can pick one called the Teardown attack. If you do so... Okay, so you can... Once per battle, starting move and phase, you can pick one friendly unit with this ability on the battlefield to call a Teardown attack until end of the phase each time a friendly Teardown unit wholly within 12 of it. So you have like 7 units of Teardons. Truly the Teardon, right? And they're all just crisscrossing across one guy. 2 up, 2 up, 2 up. And I guess they're hard to shoot. Alright, we found the meme. Let me read these guys too before I point the hero. Each model in a Teardown Rider's unit is armed with one of the following weapons: Javelin or Bolas. Okay. Once per battle after this, yeah, it's got that ability, and then, okay, it's got that. These are units of 3, if I recall correctly. It's 12 attack, 6 hit, 3 wound. Maybe 1 damage or something like that. Let's pretend they're buffed all the way. It's like 1 mortal wound. Maybe 4 damage or something. Probably not even. You throw in some javelins. Are these battle line? Can these be battle line? They shouldn't be able to be, but are they? There we go. I made him 100. So that you can play a 2,000 point list with like 14 units of Flapidons and then still make your battle line and stuff. And so you can make the largest meme army you possibly can. 110 and 120 respectively. So the hero is 110 and these are 120. Okay. All right. Ripper Doctor Hero. Oh, 12 inch. Hey, dude can kind of fight almost. You get the Blot Toad. Ahem. So for each chief, you get a toad, and you can pick one enemy unit for each toad. And then you put the toad marker next to that unit. This is fun. We're having fun. Designer's note. Bloat toads are not units. They are markers that are toads. Okay. Toad rage. It rhymes with road rage. I think that was the intent there. Right? Realm of Thorns. Thanks for the tier 1. I appreciate it. For 19 months. Thanks a lot. This already leaked? Yep. Yes, it did. And so we're going over it. I'd want to hit rolls and wound rolls for attacks made with the units tearing jaws that target an enemy unit that has a Blot Toad. Yo, they just keep that. That's actually good. Swooping Dive. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made with missile weapons target this unit. In addition, targeted by attacks made by an enemy unit that received the Unleash Hell command. Those attacks only... Oh, they have the Mournfang ability. You guys better be careful. Games Workshop thinks this ability is fucking amazing, but it is not. And so they're gonna charge you for that shit. It's the only thing on the Mournfang War Scroll that makes any sense that they would like cost a lot. Yeah, 3s and 2s, rend 1, damage 2, then dies. Okay. Like, you know, they automatically get that. That's cool. And you can get bonus attacks by friendly Ripper units while they're wholly within 12 of this unit. And they have the pick 1 friendly, so you can't. They want you to play more Ripperdactyl Chiefs because the Blot Toad stacks, but this thing doesn't stack. So it's a little good and bad, I guess. Oh, cool. We kept the 2 damage. And they show a picture of the toad. Here you go, kid. We gave it a base. Yo, wait. You get a toad per chief and per rider? Forget the pterodons. These are the true memers. So it's a unit of 3. 10 attacks. 3s and 2s, rend 1, damage 2. Okay. It's kind of cool. And you get a bunch of toads. They absolutely explode, but that's fine. It's okay to explode. So what? 7 hit, 4 wound, 4 damage or something. And they have anti-unleash hell, which is their point. This is like their job. Oh, I'm fighting shooters, so I have this 12-inch flying dude who charges first and wastes the unleash hell, and then my cool guys get in there. You can't really reinforce them. Yeah, I suppose you can once, but you don't get an extra toad that way. which I suppose maybe doesn't matter. Oh, you're right. No, yeah. Like, the War Spear has 2-inch range, but that's not what you want to have 2-inch range. You want the Jaws to. I guess it's 120 for both. Same as the hero, okay. Same price as Pterodons, but better, yeah. 1-inch range draws aren't that bad. To me, it is because you can't, reinforce them to unit size of 6 and still be coherent and get all their attacks in, which stops it as like a strategy, and they stay at one of maybe utility meme unit that's gonna anti-unleash hell something, which is fine. That's an okay job to have. But if they had 2-inch reach and could fight in 2 ranks or something, you might play like a Ripper Dactyl army maybe, or something like that. But as it stands, I don't think you do. I think they're like playable. You could use a unit, like 1 unit, as some utility anti-unleash hell, fast chaff playable thing. Because 1-inch range Jaws, I don't think you can actually play like a Ripper army or anything, but they're like... Your entire Seraphon book is a bag of fucking tricks, right? And so here's a really cheap... Here's a really cheap trick to add to it. If you feel like it. Kind of depends. Skinks are just better for screening and cheaper. They're 85 points. Hunters of Huanchi. This is alright, what do you do? They can deep strike. They're invisible just like the hunter. Hey, it's Bloodpelt. This is Bloodpelt Hunter, in a sense. Except with a bunch of guys. Copyrighted chameleon skinks. Did they drop them? Is there no chameleon skinks? Did they flush? Did they flush the Finecast? Oof. Good. You know what? Fucking good. It's embarrassing that Games Workshop still sells stuff like that. Anyway. And then besides that, they're kind of like skinks, right? They're kind of like skinks with a deep strike. No Eternity Warden, no Sunblood, no Command Skinks. Yep. Flush it. Hey, someday that might happen to my army. They're going to take Yetis and Frost Sabers and Man-Eaters and Butchers and Slaughtermasters and Fire Bellies. God damn, I have a lot of Fine Cast and Ogres. Uh-oh. Concern. Uh-oh. I don't think Ogres sell well enough for them to refresh the line. Okay. Slight concern. Visible concern. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway. Is this even a... What even is this? How big of a unit is it? Is this a unit of 5? They're both 5? Okay, 5 man. Depending on the season, having a unit that can deep strike and isn't visible for a variety of reasons could be like really good to just scoop points, victory points, you know. There's like hunters of 2 VP, right? And they always get their mark or something like that. They're like shit ass in combat, but they have some darts and stuff that you can fish for mortal wounds on, I guess. 5 dudes. They're just like skinks in all the other ways for the most part. Let's 6s to hit, 1 mortal wound. 6s to wound, 1 mortal wound with hero. Let's go fishing. Yeah, there's skinks you can't see. Apparently, skinks are 85 points for 10. Alright. So, 5 hunters of Heywoah. Should be like 50 or something. I mean, they can deep strike. That's good. I'm just gonna turn off the brain and say 100. And this unit is like really good for 100, I think. If they are. So that's my guess. 135, okay. They're kind of expensive, but they do neat stuff. They do neat stuff. I assume the other one is just the same thing. You can stun people for a debuff or something like that, which is okay. The hunter has a javelin that's like a fucking weapon, you know? Those dudes are cheaper. Okay. Like, these guys are 6. These guys are 5. They have some attacks, actually, in combat, and these guys just don't. There's a debuff instead of a thing. Like, they're different enough, actually. But I think they're worse. 90 points for these? Okay, apparently they're far worse. This is a weird, you know, worse, but way cheaper. Surprisingly cheaper. But ultimately, ultimately that's probably right, I guess. They're just purely for victory points, yeah. Which means they're better in seasons where the victory points matter. Why worse? Because these guys have a 16-inch range blowpipe that procs mortals to hit and wound. So they're going to be able to use that and sometimes not just die. These guys have 8-inch range, nothing, and then melee combat that kind of doesn't matter. So like they're never going to do anything. They're going to like land, and then whenever anything gets in combat with them, they won't do much and then die. These guys are going to land and take pot shots until your opponent is sick of it and kills them. So something might happen with these guys. Use the bolas to screen the blow type? Oh, now you're throwing good money after bad. What's a Terra Wing? Yeah, the bolas do have a debuff that will happen. Maybe, one time. Terra Ring. Use bolas to proc Croc-gors? Croc-gors. Hey, they're cockatrice. We found the cockatrice. $2d6 if it's higher than their bravery. Roar. Which is amazing, except for the bravery thing, which means it's unlikely, but it could happen. And they can do something, but you don't care. You run them like cockatrices. 2d6 versus bravery to roar. What's the range? 12. These dudes, is this a unit size of 3 or 5? Yeah, 12-inch range is pretty good. Unit size of 3, okay. I like them. Are you interested in doing Capitalist? Sure. If it's Age of Sigmar related, all someone has to do is make the tier list and link it to me, and I'll probably fucking do it. When the Age of Sigmar news settles down, I'll do a cavalry tier list, I'll do a monster one, I'll do whatever. Anyway, these are sweet. I don't know what they should cost. Hold on, can you try more than once? Yes, you can. You can try as many times as you want. So, unit size 3 can keep trying. 2 wounds, 6 up save. Literally 140. 140 is the point value that you actually start thinking about not taking this. And it's the point at which you don't take 2 of them. At like 100, you could probably just take 2 of them and it wouldn't be a big deal. But 140, I'm specifically pointing it so that while they do stack, it's, you know, 75 points. All right. Yeah, cost is crazy cheap. And a Stegadon. How did Microsoft Word not say that this is a typo? What? All right. 12 wounds to up save, 5-inch move. No more stupid one-up save thing that had no reason to really exist and just complicated stuff. 20 attacks? Now you're speaking my language. 20 attacks, huh? Oh, so you either have the Solar Engine or the Arc of Tech. Okay. 20, but they suck. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess they would have to, right? You can't make it. So 20 shots, 10 of them hit, 7 of them wound, and then they make 7 saves against no rend. But Tide of Snakes. You're fishing for mortals, and you're gonna get like 5 mortals, right? You're getting like you're gonna go like 4 or 5, maybe. Ahem. Tide of Snakes. Designer's note. The weapon option determines the unit's pitch battle profile. Oh, costs a different amount? Interesting. Why are you doing it like this? Hey, I have a question, Chad. Okay. So, in every other book ever, when the weapon option determines the unit's pitch battle profile, they just make 2 war scrolls. They have done this with Slaanesh most recently. This is just what they do. When there's 2 different pitch battle profiles, they make 2 war scrolls. But for this one, out of every single war scroll in the game, they've decided to only write 1 war scroll. Is it because they just didn't have the extra page in the book and they had to find a solution to it? Is that it, I guess? Okay. That's all I can think of. They wasted the page on the UW War. They wasted a lot of pages. It's weird. Yeah, it was 2 before. Anyway, the Solar Engine is 24-inch range, 3 attacks, 3s and 3s, neg 3, damage 3. This is a fine... this is like a fine 24-inch artillery shoot thing. Chances are you're going to have your opponent roll 1 save, which they'll fail, and you'll do 3 damage. Like, that's kind of cool. That's alright. No more double shooties as far as I've read through, which is good. They shouldn't do that in the game. You almost wish it wasn't this durable, because Solar Engine is a fine artillery profile. You just want it on a platform that only costs like 100 points because it sucks. So that the thing at the end of the day can be like 160 or 70 or whatever, and then you have like a playable thing. Maybe 160 is a bit much, but you know what I mean. Like, if you were designing this war scroll, it would be 6 wounds, 5 up save, 4 attacks, and cost like 150 points or something. And then you're chilling, right? What's the monster's action again? Let's find out. Bastiladon only. Let's check the tapes. Bastiladon Sweeper, non-monster, D6 if roll under the unit size, takes that many mortal wounds. Alright versus high armor elites, sort of better stomp sometimes. It's the stomp. So it's got stomp. That doesn't... It works on big units, I guess. Yeah, and Thunder Lizard, it's double stompies, basically. My problem with the 3 attacks, 3s and 3s, -3/3 gun is that that's like a good artillery gun, but the dude has too big of a body for it to be cheap enough to play properly. Mortals equal to the difference between unit size and die roll. It's either that or the save characteristic, one of the two. Oh yeah, if it succeeds, it's equal to whatever you rolled for the die. I think. I just looked at it and I can't remember, sorry. Anyway, 12 wounds, 2 up save, possibly -1 incoming damage. Things like ridiculously durable. Depending. Is a monster, can't issue itself commands, although with a natural 2 up save, that's slightly less of a problem. I suppose. I have no clue what to cost this thing. Yeah, the platform is too good for the weapon. I don't know what to really cost it. My guess is 200. I don't know what it should cost, but I'm guessing they costed it 200. What did they cost it at? 200 for Arc and 265 for the Solar? Alright, that's way more than I thought for the Solar Engine. I thought it was 200 for... Alright. I don't know why you're paying that much. I guess it is very, very, very durable. But it's only 3 shots. You're gonna do like 3 damage. I don't know. It's paying for the sins of the past. Stegadon Chief. Oh shit, this is a hero version. Got a million different weapon profiles. A mountain crew. Start of the combat phase, you pick 1 enemy unit within 3 that has up to 5 models. If you do, add 1 to save rolls for attacks made by that unit that target this unit. Once per turn, this unit can issue a command to a friendly skink unit without a command point being spent. That's actually good, because it can target itself. Add 3 to the bravery characteristic of skinks that do not have Stegadon keyword. Okay, so skink bravery is slightly better, I guess. Ahem. Roll number dice equal to number of models in the target unit that are within range of the... So it's models within range of the attack. And then what's the range? 8 inches? Okay. Unstoppable Stampede, 2 up D3. So this has got a whole bunch of shit attacks. And then 2 super short things and a long thing. This long thing is looking a lot, except for the Rend 1 instead of Rend 3. It's looking a lot like the Stegadon. Kind of wish the Sunfire Throwers were melee, so you could acquire more models within that 8. I suppose if this is in combat and lives, and then stays in combat, and then like it's your turn, you can use the shooting phase to roll a whole bunch of dice. No, it's only 1. This one's for each enemy unit within 1, so you can Tokyo Drift the Unstoppable Stampede. Bring Stegadon just so you can order your Croc-gors around 1,000. Yeah, it's a cascading effect, right? This guy coordinates with Skinks, who coordinate with that guy. 14-4 up, giga slow. +1 save sometimes, +3 skink bravery. Bow's kind of cool. I mean, they have all of these weapons, right? Neat bow, 24-inch range. Oh, I didn't read down into the crew. I read up here. I was wrong. You have to choose between the bow and the fire. And you choose the bow, obviously. Okay. 2 something. 200 something. Dude's like a Thundertusk, kinda. He's like a Thundertusk Beast Rider that happens to be a hero. Sky Streak Bow is going to do about as much damage as Frost Wreath Ice for the most part. Which is to say, maybe 3. Usually 2. Better in melee. Massive Horns are 4 damage. Oh, I don't know, 285, 300, something like that. I don't see a reason to ever play one. I'm gonna go low. 330? Jesus. $330? Nope. Absolutely not. Next. The Shelfadon non-hero version. Is this just the same, but he's not a hero? I assume. This unit counts as 10. Yo, this one doesn't count as 10, even though it has the same amount of dudes on it. Where's my role-playing? Where's my LARPing? Why doesn't this guy cost 10? Unironically, Stegadon better than the hero version, because I capture 10. Yeah, non-hero version literally better, so I'm going to cost it 5 points more than the hero. What does it cost? Same as Liege, Cavalos, and OBR. Non-hero version is better. 300. He's okay, but Quado's Claw is so much better. Yeah. He's 300. You would... I mean, 300 is close to what I guessed. But it's not like it's good. Sorry. Engine of the Gowads. He does stuff. Same with Armored Crest. He's a crew. Are you a hero? No, but you are a totem. Cosmic Engine. In your shooting phase, you can say that this unit will either harness or reserve the power of its Cosmic Engine. If you say that it will harness it, pick one of the effects below and generate power score by rolling 2d6. If you say that it will reserve, nothing happens, but you can roll another die the next time it harnesses the power. So you can just, you can churn, you can DBZ power up for a long time. Designer's note, this is bad. No. Yeah, the words you set up here imply this, but okay. It's better to have a design note and not need it than not have one and need it, right? So fine. On a power score of 2 to 6, nothing... Awesome. I love it. Great rules writing. I love it. These are awesome. On a power score of 2 to 6, nothing happens. Fun. How fun. On a power score of 7 up, heal D3 wounds, teach friendly Seraphon wholly within 6 of this unit, which is 2. That's bad. Bolt of our Azure Energy on a power score of 2 to 8. What do you mean 2 to 8? Oh, okay. So you just suffer a mortal wound to yourself. So you heal first. You heal first, and then you take the damage. Okay. On 9 up, pick one enemy unit within 24. And roll a number of dice equal to the power score. For each 4 up, the enemy unit suffers a mortal wound. So D3. Well, with a 9, it's more than that. Oh, you have to pick one? You don't get both? Okay, because I saw these were overlapping, I became confused. I'm like, well, I rolled a 3, so I just apply all... No, that's not how it works. Okay. I see. Now they're all like that. Aha, okay. This was confusingly written, but I would have gotten it. On power score of 11 up, the unit... until end of turn, the strike first effect applies to friendly Seraphon units wholly within 6 of this unit. Yeah, no. And then you can summon. Things trash. Oh, and then we got the Realm Shaper engine. All right. Wait, what should this cost? As far as I'm concerned, this thing does nothing. It just doesn't do anything. So, I don't know. Oh, 300. Okay. Great. What a waste. Oh, cool. They give you a different look. Look at what they did. All right. They gave you a coalesced terrain feature and a starborn terrain feature. So depending on which of the two ways you can play this army. Like, you know how in Ogre Maw tribes, you could play Beast Claw or Gutbusters, and they gave a terrain feature only to Gutbusters. Well, for here, they fixed that problem just in time for Seraphon. This is a cool idea. I like it. So, coalesced. Fuck. Terrain feature. What do? Fierce Guardians. Add 1 to bite rolls, huh? Let's go. If they're wholly within 12 of this terrain feature. Okay, so maybe +1 bite rolls. Wholly 12. In addition, use the top row of the damage table as friendly coalesced monsters if they're wholly within 12. I don't rate that very good. I don't think that's very good. If you're fighting within 12 of your terrain feature, I feel like something has gone wrong. Maybe that's not true. There's plenty of Alpha Strike armies in the game, but I don't know. You have so much movement and area control in this army. There's so much board presence going on here that I think something weird must have happened if you're like fighting really close to your Realm Shaper engine, but maybe not. Maybe it's there to help you in case that happens, right? And I suppose in Coalesced it's more likely. No, Coalesced has the Alpha Strike shit in it. All right. Anyway, Power Unleashed. In your hero phase, if there are any friendly Seraphon wizards within 3 of this terrain feature, you can pick one other terrain feature on the battlefield to roll die for each enemy unit within 3 of it. Add 2 to the roll if it's within 18, and subtract 2 if it's more than 30. I don't think with the tables that's going to be a thing. 4 up D3. So you zap somebody near other terrain. All right. And you can no longer get in it. It's no longer power armor. Okay. All right, yeah, these terrain features suck. Not impressive. They do not spark joy. I mean, it's okay, but, I don't know. It's decent in the setup rule, makes it easy to get anywhere you want. Can you put it anywhere? Wholly within your... It still has to be wholly within your territory, but, you know, it's okay. I think the thing that's good about it is being able to impassively block a giant square. You know what I mean? Not necessarily what it actually does. Yeah, you can no longer get inside of it. You can't have power armor anymore. Terrain feature power armor. Oh, it is a node, true. But it is a node. Hold on. It is a node. So there's only one WOMP, there's not two. Yeah, I forgot about the node thing. That's worth mentioning. Grand strategies. Rome Super Guardian might be decent, but then your opponent's going to try to play towards that, right? If you stick Croak behind it in the corner of your deployment, you can never... True, you can never... Well, yeah, you can't. You just can't. This is important. This is important. True. You put it forming a right triangle in the corner of the table and deploy Croak inside said triangle, and now he can never be charged. Perfect. That's the real use. Pick 3 different monsters. You can complete the tactic of each of those units. Runs in the following movement phase and finishes that run within 6 of at least one of the other units. Hey. They got the old easy tactic back. They got to keep that one. Interesting. Pick 1 enemy unit on the battlefield. Complete the tactic if the unit is destroyed by mortal wounds caused by a spell or ability of an endless spell. I don't know. Maybe. A certain build, perhaps. Overwhelming numbers. Pick 1 objective controlled by the enemy. You complete the tactic at the end of its turn if you control it. And all friendly units contesting it are skinks. Sure. Sure thing. Apex Predator. Pick 1 enemy monster. You complete this tactic if you killed it and it had to be from a Seraphon monster. Okay. Pick 1 friendly Saurus or Croc-gors unit within 3 of an enemy unit. You complete it. At the end of the turn, if that unit was not destroyed, did not retreat, and was not removed from the battlefield. So in your hero phase, you have to already be in combat, and you have to live for a second or possibly third entire combat. Okay. And then like Agradons. These are not easy. These are the most difficult battle tactics I've read so far. In any book. I think. Yeah, each of these is assuming you've built an entire army around each of these. Like, this is automatic, obviously, but you have to have built like a Thunder Lizard army. And this thing is automatic in a Croak army, but nothing else. It's not even automatic in that army. This thing, if you're heavy in skinks, sure, but you definitely can't do like this one and this one. Some of the hardest must build around to do even one of them I've seen in the last 10 books. These are really hard. Finish reading the first battle tactic. You complete this tactic if each of those units runs in the following movement phase. Finishes it within 6 of at least one other unit you picked, and wholly within enemy territory. Yeah. So it's like technically easy to do. Wait, can you get run and charge? Can you get run and charge in this thing? Because, like, just running into enemy territory and standing there, you're asking to get blown the fuck out. You're gonna get your back blown out. Okay, good. You can run and charge. Well, then that's fine. Just standing there menacingly. Each of those units runs, and each of those units finishes that run within 6 of at least one of the other units you picked. And wholly within enemy. So all 3 of them have to be wholly within enemy territory. All 3 have to be within 6 of essentially each other. Not in a triangle, but within 6 of at least one other. So it could be a line. And all 6 have to run. Or all 3 have to run. They're just menacing. This is really rough. Okay. That kind of soured me on the book. I was feeling really good about the book, and then I'm like, these battle tactics are impossible. But that's actually fine. There's so much you can do in this book that you can play to whatever the season wants you to do. You don't have to stoop to finding 3 easy ones in your book to be able to win games, I don't think. Copium. It's not that bad, Copium. It's fine. You can play to the season stuff just because you don't have 4 instant easy ones in your book. It's not going to break you. And that's it. That's the end. You know, I'll end with a story on a positive note. Because, you know, the battle tactics kind of suck, but the last tournament I went to Adepticon, I went with Andrew Yells, who, good painter, destruction man, basically. And he brought Sons of Behemoth in this season, in the Heroes Matter, in the Foot Heroes Matter season, right? He brought them to Adepticon. And you know what? He got a trophy for being the best Sons of Behemoth player at the event. You know how many battle tactics he succeeded at during the tournament? Roughly speaking, on average, he succeeded at 1.5 battle tactics per round of the tournament. It was like 6 all day in total. And yet he won 4 games. Or he won 3 or 4 games. I can't remember which it was. But yeah, he either went 3-2 or 4-1, actually. And he just didn't succeed at any battle tactics. He's like, it's fine. It's fine. They can never outscore me on any points. I'm playing Kragnos. I'll just fucking kill them. And they're gonna nickel and dime and be bean counting over here trying to get all their battle tactics. Meanwhile, I always get max battle plan tactics, and I'll just kill them. And by gum, it fucking worked. So, you know, it's not the end of the day. The real question is, where are James updates? James is alive and well. He's doing fine. Andrew Yells moved into a house a little while ago, 2 years ago, something like that. And James now has a yard he can run around in. You know, dogs, it's really healthy for them. They need to run around all the time. It's good for them. When they don't run around all the time, it's like a problem because they're supposed to. So he has a big old yard to run around in. And James is happy as a clam doing it. Desecrate and This One's Mine are both achievable every game with that army. Technically, yeah. And yet he still didn't. He still wasn't able to do it. Not every game. It's fine. Still won. Just win, right? I thought you were going to comment on how weird that is, given AOS players don't run around outside much. No. This is no jokes, just a dog thing. James is fine. Anyway, what do I say about Seraphon? Coming into this, historically, first edition, second edition, Seraphon has always been an army with, generally speaking, weak-ass looking war scrolls. You look at the war scroll and you're like, this is not great. But then they have so many tricks and cheats and 500 IQ plays and utility and this buff and that buff. And this lets you teleport and that lets you teleport and this thing and that thing and power projection. And silver bullets all over the place and golden parachutes that by the end of it, they're really good. And that's generally how Seraphon have been. With a few random crazy combos, you know, in between. The third edition book is more of the same. Some things got better, some things got worse, but overall Seraphon is some dumpy looking war scrolls that they're overpowered as shit bullshit abilities drag up to being pretty great, I think. Okay, what did I miss? Good meme. And the refresh was awesome. Get that fine cast garbage out of here. You love to see it. Brand new models, looking fine, looking nice. A lot of stuff is kind of on the edge of maybe you play it, maybe you don't. A lot of stuff is looking really good. A lot of stuff is like okay, but you have so many abilities. You have so much utility to be able to take stuff that's looking just okay and score victory points with it over and over and over and have some fun. It's a good book. I'm sad the Thunder Lizard seems bad. And I'm sad that they kept -1 damage in. But... and some of the shelf veterans. But just because the Monsters War Scroll doesn't look that good, and it doesn't mean they won't be good once they hit the table. And all 9 of your fucking buffs land on everything. I think it's a solid book. It's gonna be strong. And, hey, good work. Thanks for the stream, Unky. Hey, well, yeah. It's hard to get Desecrate when you're sitting on objectives. True. What was the last bad book released in your opinion? What were the last few books released? Lumineth was bad, but it was kind of a while ago. So we need to find a book that's come out since Lumineth and was bad. So what are the books that came out between now and Lumineth? Because Lumineth was a bad one. OBR gets SBG Alcorn, Slanesh, Seraphon, KO. Damn, that's a lot, isn't it? That's a lot of books, man. Slaves to Darkness. Oh, Beast of Chaos. You're right. Zinch. Ogres came out before Lumineth. Right? My timeline is off here. And I can't remember how good Zinch was. I don't retain a lot of information from the Tzeentch one for some reason. Ogre was November. Yeah, there's no... Lumineth had to have come out after that. I was a... Let's see. Yeah, maybe it really was. Maybe you're right. Lumineth was the last bad book. Truly bad. I could complain a lot about Soulblight. I could issue some complaints over Gits, but really it's just maybe a little bit of a power creep kind of thing. OBR seemed good. Khorne was a little disappointing, but it's too early, and I don't think I couldn't call it a bad book. Tzeentch is a biased Tzeentch player, was a lot of copy-paste, only good because battle tactics and grand strats easy and social spawn attack is fun. Okay. I don't like that. I wish there was less copy-paste. How to put this? Copy-paste isn't bad if the thing was fine. And or even good or fun, or there weren't problems with it, right? Like, if you looked in the new Khorne book and you saw a copy-pasted Scarbrand, that's not bad. Nothing bad about that. He was fun, right? No big deal. So, like, copy and paste isn't inherently bad. It's just bad when there's like, damn, this thing really needs something, and then it doesn't, right? Honestly, seems like they've released, at the very least, solid books. Yeah, and a huge amount of them, too. Look at how many books they're coming out with. Skaven copy-paste was the worst offender? Yeah, I didn't like Skaven. Was Skaven after? Skaven was before Lumineth as well, I think, yeah. So it doesn't count. Yeah, Skaven was one I wasn't happy with. If what you say about Tzeentch is true, then probably I would agree. Lumineth, Ogres, Fire Slayers. More hits than misses, I guess. I suppose. Anyway, Seraphon's great. The War Scrolls look a little disappointing. That's fine. They've never been quite so great. Okay. Besides 2 units. But that's, you know. Was Fire Slayers that bad? To me, yes. Nurgle and Stormcast still hold up. How do you feel about IJ? The Orc War Clans is the worst book they've ever made. I think. Putting 3 whole armies in the same book and giving all 3 of them the same time they would have given one other army, and it really shows. Nah, miss me with that. Like, it's one thing for your army to it's one thing to have like a bad book, and it's another thing to not even have your own book and you're bad. I don't know. People just haven't run Cruel Boys with 3 rogue idols. True. I've only played against orcs that have run 1. No, somebody ran 2, I think, right? You hope they split orcs next edition. I mean, I hope they do too, but I wonder. A lot of this stuff, you have to look, or you have to think about it in the long term. Like, it's almost like they're driving a car. And you're looking at a map and you're like, okay, well, we're driving west. So where are we going? If we keep doing kind of what we have been doing, where are we going to end up? And so you can like turn the car around, I suppose. But in general, I look to see what they tend to be doing, what direction they're driving towards. And I feel like, at least in Destruction, it used to be that Beast Claw was its own army, and Gutbusters was its own army. Iron Jaws was its own army, and Bone Splitters were its own army. And then they're like, well, we'll combine these two ogres, just put them in the same book. We'll combine all the orcs, just put them in the same book. And I wonder if the next step is it's not 3 armies in one book, it's 1 army that's just really big and features all the orcs. Maybe, maybe not. And the next ogre book, there isn't even really like a Beast Claw Gutbuster thing. It's just the Kingdoms of Ogres like it used to be in Warhammer Fantasy or something. I wonder if that's the direction they're going. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. Kind of hope not, but that's just me. And before City of Sigmar hype release just for FEC to get a single new foot hero with a bad war scroll. Yeah. Next up is all dwarves and all elves in their books. No, they have more respect for them, it seems. They didn't put Fire Slayers and Agradon Overlords in the same book. They do it to orcs, because who the fuck cares, apparently, and ogres. But it seems like they have a bit more respect for the elves and the dwarves and stuff. Which is a good thing. Yeah, not yet, right? We'll see. Anyway, live for 6 hours. Seraphon good. Battle tactics suck, but who cares? Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you Friday for, I don't know, I'm thinking a TTS game. It was gonna be tonight against Khorne, but then the whole book leaked, so we gotta cover it, right? Anyway, Friday, probably TTS game against one of these new armies, see how they stack up. Twitch Prime. It's one thing to look at it on paper and type little funny words in a Word document and be like, this is overcosted. It's another thing to play against it. Sometimes opinions change, so I'd like to. More Zakeen, thanks for the big primer. I appreciate it. Right at the tail end of the stream. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. And I think it's a new primer, so thanks a lot. Anyway, please enjoy my outro. I'm going to raid somebody, and if there's no AOS or I can't find one, I'm going to raid a random streamer. No promises. Anyway, TY.